G'day everyone, welcome to another edition of Craps Down Under. Today we're going to continue building the bankroll. On the last video I made a couple of mistakes, so I need to fix those up. So first, I underpaid one of my payouts. I should have got paid 70 and I paid myself 60. So I do owe $10 for that. So I need to fix that up. And also a calculation error at the end. I believe what I did was I had, originally when I changed up, I only had 400 in greens. So I was assuming I had the same amount, when in fact I've got 500 in greens, plus the 151, which is actually 161. So in effect, I basically ended up 261. I think there was about $9 I think we had in the rack. So I'll just say, look, it was basically, we're basically $252 I think was our total profit in our last session, to get it exactly. So just needed to fix that error. So what that means is I can take back one of these. Actually, take back two of these, I should say. I'll take back the leftover. We'll play with our 800. So we've got 500, 600, 700. That's 800. So this will go towards increasing these bankrolls. So given we're playing with an 800, just making sure nothing fits in. Yep, they're all good. So given we're playing with an $800 bankroll, a target of 20% is going to be 160. And obviously, if we go up from there, it's going to be like 240. That's kind of the range. Anything from 160 to 240 is kind of our range. So yes, I did overshoot our profit target a little bit yesterday because of making that mistake. I think ended up somewhere around $80 or so over our 30% target, but that's okay. I'll take the win. So let's get started. I'm going to decide what we're going to do. I'll probably just start at this $30 level, and I may just put up a lay for a couple of rolls. See how we go. What else do I want to do? We still get hurt on a 7 because this is only really going to give us 25, but it does allow us to play us a little bit higher level straight off. So I'm going to give that a go. Now, do I want to do a field bet? Look, I'll put one in the field, $5 in the field, just as a bit of a taster bet, or feeler bet, whatever you want to call it. So we're working now. Let's see what we do. So we've got hard 8. All right, which is a movie I saw the other day. Yeah, it's an old one, but it was all right. Featured a tiny bit of craps in the game, in the movie. All right, so here we go. We win 35. Now I'm going to try and do our press. So I don't need that little lamina on anymore. So I will press up. And let me get some whites here. I'll get 10 whites. Sorry, $20 worth of whites. I need 1 or 2 more. There we are, that's good. Alright, so I'm pressing up the 42 on the 6 and 8. And 35 on the 5. Now, I do lose my field bet. Do I want to play another field? Look, I'll just see if we get a run on these numbers. If I don't, then I might go back into the field. Unfortunately, we got whacked $50 on our 10. So that's one of the problems of doing a lay. I was leaving the lay out for a couple of rolls just to see if we could get those 2 hits. So we have had a loss on the lay. So I'll just let it roll out naturally now. And we got an 8. So we got our second hit. But we kind of need it because it's basically ended up a little bit less than even. So it puts us in the unfortunate position is we do need another hit. So we have won that back. Now I have the option of pressing again. I'm not actually going to do that. I'm going to kind of play it a little bit more balanced and just try and get 2 collects here. The other thing we could do is we could put some of it at risk to get another number. That's another thing we can do. I'll do that. I might put a field in at this point. We'll see what we get. Now that dice is kind of cocked there. It's a 10, I guess. It's the way it's fallen. But it's probably more of a no roll. But look, I'll just do it anyway. I'll parlay it. Parlay the field win. And we've got a 9. Alright, so our field wins again. We win 35 here. Alright, so I'll take that down because that's kind of given us a bit of a win. I'll take this back because that's given me $15. And I'll regress down. I'm not going to press my luck too much. I'll just run the 2 units. And put this all back in my rack. Alright, so we still have something on the board. Still got 2 units on the board. Now I could split that, do it that way, or I could take this back completely and just run the 6 and 8. These are the kind of trade-offs. Or I could even do something like that, run the 2 units here. Okay, the 5 I'm going to lose my field on. That's okay, but I'm actually covering all the other numbers for cheap. So maybe let's just try that. This is sort of a little bit more of the bonus. I guess you could consider it the bonus round, but we've kind of got ourselves back up. If I look at what we've got on the felt, there's basically 15, about 20 bucks there, but we've got 50 bucks sitting here. So we've done okay out of this shooter despite the lay getting knocked off. All right, so let's roll this out and see how we go. We've got a 4, so that's a field winner. So I'll just parlay. Just trying to capitalise on back-to-backs. 5, so that's a loser. We get nothing off that. All right, do I want to go back into it? Maybe I will. And there's our 7. All right, so we did give away a little bit at the end there. We gave a little bit away. But we were just trying to see if we could, if the shooter was going to go longer, then great, we might have made a little bit more. That's okay. This shooter is not taking too much out of our bankroll. So do I want to work on the come out? I'll try it. Will I use the lay this time? I might just hold off on the lay because a lot of this is actually coming out of our winnings. So the lay didn't work for us, so maybe they're going to hit it again. Who knows what's going to happen? But I'm only going to use the lay sparingly in any event because they do tend to get hit as much as they win. Sometimes they save you and sometimes they punish you. So but we'll work and see what we get. We've got a 4, so don't get anything for that, but the 4 is the point. 4 again. So again, imagine if we were laying on the outsides, we kind of did ourselves out of something there. I'll still work. The shooters had two runs, or 2 shots. They've hit box numbers. They haven't rolled horn numbers. There's always a risk of a 7 on any roll, but they are only 2 rolls in. Doesn't mean we won't get caught. But I'm going to give them a shot. Maybe they'll set a point on an inside this time and hit it. We'll see what happens. But I'll keep them. I'm going to use short rope here. If they start rolling horns, I'll probably turn off. All right, so there's a midnight straight out. So I'm just going to maybe go off. Or the other option, instead of going off, what we can do is just put a minimum amount up on the insides, because I'm not getting a lot of confidence that this shooter's going anywhere near our numbers, and maybe I'll just do that. Literally, I'm going to risk 12 bucks, and that's all I'm going to give them. I've got a 5. So they finally set a point on the inside. And again, notice I haven't even gone on 3, I've only just gone on the 2. And 10. So they're really not they're just not doing anything. So sod them. I'm just gonna, nah, goodbye. Let you breeze on by. 4. I've indulged them more than enough. I've probably indulged them too much. Because remember, they've set a point on the 4, they've hit the point on the 4, they've rolled to come out 12, and I've given them 4 shots, they've done nothing, and they've still done nothing. So I'm just going to let them breeze on by, and there's a 7. All right. And it's not that I know the 7's coming or anything like that, it's just how efficiently are they hitting my bets. And that's all it comes down. It doesn't matter what you're playing. You could be playing, I don't know, some different combinations of numbers. You could be playing the evens, the 4, 6, 8, and 10, right? You could be playing just the even numbers, or you might just play the 5 and 9. I don't know, whatever takes your fancy. But if the shooter's not hitting your points, every roll you're taking risk, and if you're not getting a return for that risk, that's why I turn off. I'm turning off because the shooter's just, for whatever reason, they're just not hitting my bets that I'm on. All right, so let's try another shooter. See how we go. Now, do I want to work the come out? Maybe I'll be off. I'll be off on this come out. Just see what the shooter does. So we're not working, which we're not working by default. So I'm just going to see what this shooter's doing. He's got a 5. All right. So he hasn't played around or anything. He's gone straight to the insides. And if we had been working, we would have got a hit. So I'm going to indulge this shooter some more. So we'll see. It doesn't mean he won't 7 out straight away. We have no idea. Whoops, off the table. We have no idea what he's going to do. So we'll see. We got an 8. All right, so shooter's hit an inside again. So I'd rather a shooter make 2 or 3 insides and then 7 out than a shooter that, rolls a whole bunch of stuff, then hits another inside, then rolls another whole bunch of stuff, then hits another inside. I'd rather a shooter that just does 1, 2, 3, 7 out. To me, that's less risk. I'm risking less rolls by doing that. And that's the way I kind of look at it. So here we go. What do I want to do here? What will I do here? Will I press, regress? These are the things you've got to make a decision on. Do we want to be bold? If we're bold, we can press. So we can do that again. We can try. Remember, he's hit 2 inside numbers. And we can at least, look, it doesn't mean he won't 7 out the very next roll. My very next roll, he could 7 out. Absolutely. Got no control over what's going to happen. But what I can control is I can indulge the press for 1 or 2 rolls. If I don't get what I want, I can then change and go, well, okay, I've risked the profit for a roll or 2. Now I can take it back down. So these are the kind of options you have available. Or you can just go, look, I'm going to be pessimistic from the start. I'm going to regress straight down. Either way, you kind of do need the 2 hits. So in terms of number of events, it's the same number of events. In doing one thing, you're at least getting something back in your rack. But you're still not going to be in a profit either way. So anyway, we'll see what we get. Oh, dice have rolled off the table again. All right, here we go. And we got a 5. So we got our second hit, and we're thankful for that. The shooter's also hit their point. So that's going to pay 49, because we've got 35 on there for 1. So I'm going to go, thank you very much. I'll go down, and I'm just going to go down to the 2 units. Now, if I have a look at what we've got here, if I was to take everything back that's on the felt, I've got $30 something on the felt. I've got about, what is that, 10, 20, 30, 40, yep. So basically everything there gets me back to even, and my profit is 125 at the moment. So I'm getting very, very close to what my profit target is. So just being aware of where we are in the hand. 125, our profit target's 160. But I do have 34 at risk here. All right, so the shooters set a point, hit a point. I'm kind of encouraged to work just because they're doing the right thing. Still doesn't mean I won't get caught on the 7. That can always happen on any roll, but it paid off this time. So the shooter's just doing everything right. Hitting the inside numbers. They're being very efficient with what they're hitting, and that's the kind of shooter I like. All right, so that's another 15. So remember, as I said, 125, right? So we're now 140, and our target's 150. So we're not looking for too much more. At this point, given the number of hits, I could probably pull back my 5. That's pulled $10 of risk back, and I can just run with the 6 and 8. I could also do the same thing I did last time and put a 5 in the field. Yes, that's going to tax my wins, but it also means I pick up the other numbers for cheap. So let's try that. Sure, for 5 rolls, I'm going to lose my field, but I'm okay with that. So we've got an 8. So that's going to be basically 15 for 1. All right, so I'm getting very, very close to my profit target now. 9. All right. So we're kind of close. If I was to take this back into my rack and take down the 20, all right, so if I look at this, all right, 125 plus I've got 24 there, that's 150. So I'm very, very, very close to the profit target. Very close. All right, so let me put 5 in the field again. And unfortunately we've got our 7. So now we're a little bit further from our profit target. So sometimes staying in the hand, not a long way away, but it's still $25 away that we've now got to make up. So just trying to keep, it's really important to be aware of where you are in your rack. So this round I'm going to take less risk, and I'm just going to go up on 2 units because I don't need a lot to win, and I don't really want to go back down. So if that kind of makes sense. So I'm going to try use a little bit less. I will press it and then get a hit and then regress back down, and we'll see how we go. Now I'm going to work this time. We've got hard 6. All right, so that's 15. So that for 1, so that helps to pay back, but we're not going to use it to pay back. We're using it to press, but that's almost got us back what we kind of lost. We lost 25, so we got $14 back. So we get another hit, we've kind of recovered what we lost, plus we've made a little bit. And unfortunately we've got the 7 again. So tide's turned the other way. So we're getting another very short run. And this is what I mean, you can get very, very close to your target and you decide, well, no, I'm going to die in a ditch over $10 because now I'm even further away from my target. If that makes sense. So I'm not going to kind of get there as quickly unless I play at this level, this next level up. So again, I'm just looking at the number of success events I need. Now, do I want to work? Maybe I'll try the lay. I'll lay the 4 this time. That'll cover me for a little bit of this risk. So I'm effectively playing at more or less the same level, the 2 unit level. Yes, I've got risk against the 4. But I'm not, it's one of those trade-offs. This is going to hit half as often as the 7. So let's see how we go. Oh, off the table again. Don't know what is it with the dice today. They're literally, most of my rolls have just gone off the table. And we've got an 8. All right, so that's what we want to see. We get the 8, we get 35. All right, so what do I want to do here? Do I want to press? Do I want to aggress? If I press it, I'll certainly get to my target quicker, but there is the risk that I may not even get the next hit. So I'm going to go for it. Go for it. See if we get a shooter that can at least get 2 hits. Well, I have no idea whether now do I want to use my lay? I'll probably leave it there just because we've still got the same risk. In fact, a little bit more because we've added a little bit out of our bankroll, put the white caps on. So we're at 42, 42, 35. So these will pay 50 for one if we hit one of them. No, we've got a 7. So unfortunately, I get paid that. I do owe $1 big, but we lose again. So now tide's definitely turned and we're just getting very, very short rolls. 7's beating us even though we have the 70% advantage because the combinations here versus the combinations in the number of 7s, right? We've got a 70% advantage over the 7 on every roll, but the 7 is now at this point starting to win. So, and all of our profit, in fact, we've gone backwards quite a way because of those bad runs. So what do we do? I'm inclined to actually go up another level and then regress straight down. That's what I'm inclined to do. I'll leave my lay there. Not that it's a big amount, but I will leave it there. All right, so we're working. Get some new dice, new shooter coming out. And we got an 8. All right, so that's going to pay me 70 bucks. All right, so at this point, I take my action down. Might just go down to the 30. Eight's the point. Put my lay back in there. All right, so I won 70, but I still have 85 on the felt, so I've got $15 of exposure. So we're still not out of the woods yet, but we have at least recovered a little bit. If we get another hit, we've recovered something. Now I could work a $5 field, try and get something there. So we've got a yo. Gives us a little bit. Again, with my fields at this sort of level, I'm always going to parlay them. Let's see how we go. We get another hit. Looks like a 10. So we got the second hit. So that's good. We've made $15 off 5. I'm happy about that. I'll put that in my rack. That's basically covered our exposure now. So we're just hoping if we can get one more hit, then we can regress down to another level. But this is kind of my last roll on this shooter with this up here. I'm very close to wanting to take my action down to just to the 2 unit level. And we got a 9. All right. So that's a field winner. But I am going to still take my action down and drop it down to a lower level. All right, and I'm happy just to let the 5 be exposed. Put $1 back. All right, so I'm happy to just let the 5 rolls, we lose our field, and I'll just live with that. So I just want to do another stock take of where we're at in our bankroll. I know we've got 50. I know we're pretty close over here, so let me just count out 50 so we can kind of more visually see where we're at. So we're kind of close. This is our kind of profit. We're still on that $100 mark. We haven't quite yet got to the 160 mark. So, you know, we've got a little bit on the felt, which is basically what we need to give us that $100 profit. So need to get the 160 is that's our target. So hoping we can get something here, but I also have a time limit too, where if I'm just treading water over and over and over and going round and round and round, I'll also pull the plug and just take the lesser profit. So let's see how we go. We got an 8, came hard. So the shooter's loving the 8. Let's hit their point. Of course they lose this. In fact, we just need to drop in a 5, pay the extra $1. So what do we want to do? We can rack this, we could press, there's all sorts of things we could do here. I'm inclined to just take it. All right, do I want to work? I'll stay off and I'll pull my field back. Stay off on the come out. Should have been in the field, of course. Well, gosh, what is it today? All right, 5, so 5's the point. All right, so set the point on the 5. All right, I'm just going to work the 6 and 8. We've got the 5, so they've basically sharpshooted their point. All right, we're off. 9. New point's the 9. All right, do I want to... Oops, I just knocked the camera then. Do I want to stay up? I feel like I'm pushing it at this point, not really getting any hits, not making much. So I'm kind of just gonna say I'm done with this shooter. Let them roll it out. 10. Now that could be a bad decision. They might have a massively long roll. I don't know, but I'm trying to preserve my bankroll and try and get to my target. And 9. Wow. So they're hitting points. All right, so I'll definitely be off. See what the shooter does. If they throw some 7s on the come out, I might come back in. Because I also expect 7s to show fairly often, given they're the most probable number to appear. So there's 1 7. There's an 8. All right. So shooters set their point on the 8. Do I want to go up on it? I'll go up. I'll go up for a couple of rolls. In fact, given that they're sharpshooting, I might just go up to 24 on the 8. And there's a 7. So no go. We got caught, got stung. That's kind of what happens when you re-enter on a shooter. But I thought I'll show it anyway. It's one of those things that you wonder and you go, oh, should I go back in? Most of the time you're better off to stay away. So we did indulge it, but got burnt. All right, work or not work? I'm going to work. Running out of dice here because so many today have just rolled off the table. All right, here we go. We're working. We've got a 9. So 9's the point. And we got a 5. All right, so that's 35. Now I'm definitely, what do I want to do here? Very close to our target. Very, very close. As you can see, there's 100, 100, 125, 35. So we're very, very close. Very close. If I stay up at this level, and get 1 hit, we're done. So that's the decision we have. I can also do that and just work the 6 and 8, balance it a little bit more, reduces my combinations by 4. But if they're doing what I want, they're going to hit a 6 or 8. These are the choices. The other option I could do is I could maybe put a 5 in the field and see if we get some field numbers and parlay that. So I've only got to make that 30 bucks. So this is what I'm going for. Got the 9. All right, so we win here in the field. I'm just going to parlay. Now I'm going to work again. Got the 8. All right, so I think we got there. Because we get our 35, lose the field, and the field wins. All right, so let's see where we're at in our rack. 40. There's 100, 150, 160, 5, 6. All right, so I've got my 500, 600, 700, 800, plus I've made 100, 50, 60, 66. So 166. So we're in our profit target. I'm going to say we're done. So I'll roll it out now and see what else would have happened. 5. 9. 10. 3. It was a 3, but it rolled. 5 again. 3 again. 6. So she's having a great roll. And 6 again. And they've hit their, oh no, they're not, it's on the 9. Sorry, I was thinking the point was on the 9. It's on the 8, the point. 4. And there's our 7. All right. So we got there. I think it was about the right time to think about leaving. So let's colour those ones up with a black. Let's bring in all this, see what we've got here. That's good. Got another black. And got another green. Put that over here on that pile. All right, so what do we want to do? We can build that one up and that one up. So we've got two of these at 700, and what I might do, I might take some of these blacks back. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get a purple. Get another purple. Get another purple. Over here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, another purple. Okay, maybe a bit easier to see them. So 2 at 700 and 2 at 600, and a little bit of change. So that's chalk that up as another win. Yep, we took some risks, like we always take risks, and we could always get burnt on those risks that we take, but the main risk is when we went up to the two units here. That was our sort of largest exposure, and that was to basically try and recover back, because we were seeing the shooters were having very short hands, making one hit. So that's why we thought, okay, well, we'll try 2 unit, double our bet. We got the hit, and then we went straight back down. So I think that was that play actually worked well for us that time. Doesn't mean it may not have hit again, and we got the 7 again. That can always happen. So and that's why we've got bankroll here and why we've got reserve bankrolls here, because anything can happen in a session, literally anything. So I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching, and we'll continue building the bankroll to 4K. I honestly don't think it's going to, providing we get the same sort of sessions we've had today, I don't think it's actually going to take us too long to get to the 4K, because our bankroll the session bankroll is at an $800 level, so our profit targets are, you know, quite a little bit larger than what we were at previously. So, and that's what's going to happen. We'll continue to increase our session bankrolls while we're also increasing our reserve bankroll. So, and we do that, what will happen is our reserve bankroll will be bigger and our session bankroll as a percentage will go down. So one's going up, and as a percentage this is going down, even though the actual amount is going up. So percentage wise, our session risk becomes so much less over time compared to what we've got behind us as our overall bankroll. And that's kind of the position you want to be in. So you can bet a little bolder at the table, and so you can actually fall back on that reserve that you have when the dice, you know, I'm saying bet bold but not silly. If you bet silly, you'll plough through any bankroll. But the thing is, you know, taking those risks when you need to, I guess, is the best way to put it. So anyway, I'll leave it there, and we'll see you again soon.